All right, everybody, welcome. I just want to get a poll for the room. Has anybody never done restorative? Welcome, welcome. My name is Lorraine, and we do this class once a month, with me at least. And it's really just a restful yoga class. You're really here to make your way towards deep rest. So know that we're going to be on the floor the whole time. If you're not used to a restorative practice, you might feel a little fidgety at first, right? If you're not used to being still, that's okay. That's completely normal. So know that you're not alone in that if that's you, okay? Does everybody have at least one bolster? Yes? Perfect. If not, I have another one. Perfect. And again, you guys have blankets. The more props, the merrier. If you like blocks in your practice, feel free to add them by any means, okay? We are going to get started actually in a seat. So find your way to a comfortable seat. I'm going to find a seat on my bolster. And just a comfortable cross-legged seat. If it doesn't feel okay to come to a cross-legged seat, you could always just extend the legs out long. And I'm just going to have you start here again. For those of you that are new to this practice, sometimes it's nice to just let our bodies settle in with a little bit of breath work. And so we'll get into what's called box breathing to start out. And really it's just a very simple pattern of an inhale for 4 and an exhale for 4. So we'll just do that 10 times to start out. So if you're with me, go ahead and bring your hands to your knees. Let the spine be tall here. And then just take a breath in to start. Let it go out the mouth. If you'd like to close your eyes, you can keep them closed down. On your inhale, just inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going at your own pace, maybe finding a pattern that feels best for you. Again, if you want to hold a little bit at the top and the bottom, you're more than welcome. Keeping that counting going at your own pace. Halfway there. We'll just use this simple breath to kind of clear anything out. Last 4. For 3. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale back out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Just find your normal breath pattern. And maybe just notice any clearing that simple breath practice had here. Take another breath in. Let that release. Gently blink the eyes open if not already. And then go ahead and make your way to tabletop position. We're just going to come onto our mats in tabletop. Let that bolster come up towards the top of your mat. And then set the hips back down onto your mat. We're going to come into a supported shavasana to start out. So your hips will turn forward. That bolster will be behind you. And your legs can be extended out wide or closer together. You decide. Doesn't matter what direction you're in. Go ahead and lean your way back onto that support. If you are like me and you are carrying a baby in your belly, it might feel nice to prop yourself up with blocks if you'd like to have an angle with this bolster. I don't have any here, but if I did, I might just support that so that the head of it feels a little higher at that angle. And again, this will be our first shape. Just a nice supported Shavasana. And today's class is really quite simple in many ways. Simple in that we're not really touching many fancy shapes by any means. And in fact, we are likely only going to touch about 6 shapes in total. So again, if you're newer to this restorative practice, we tend to hold shapes anywhere from 5 to upwards of 20 minutes. In each of these shapes, really, we just invite ourselves or even give ourselves permission to land. To land wherever you are right now. Again, as we explore this idea of simplicity today, maybe you just invite yourself to indulge. In knowing that we don't have to overcomplicate anything. And that the ultimate goal of this practice is to find ease. And as I mentioned, for some of us that's a little easier. Because some of us might not be used to the stillness. But again, know that that's normal, especially if you're just starting out this style of practice. And throughout this class, you will find pockets of silence. Know that those are intentional. And as if to signal a change is about to come, fill up your lungs. Deep inhale. Exhale, let that go. Go ahead and lift the right arm up and overhead. Then ever so gently roll your way onto your right side, bending both knees and curling your way into a fetal position on your right side. Just take a couple moments to land there. Knowing that the transitions really invite as much ease as the shapes. When you're ready, left hand to the earth and slowly lift the upper body. Keeping those knees dropped over towards the right, we'll keep the bolster lengthwise. And we're going to come into a twist. So knees are dropped over towards the right. Right hand comes to the outside of that bolster. Left hand comes to the outside as well. Once you're ready, go ahead and lay that chest down onto your support. And again, if you'd like to add any props or take away any props, you're more than welcome. And here we just find a nice supported twist. If you'd like it. Maybe letting the elbows come out a little wider so that the arms aren't doing any work. And that the chest just rests as heavy as it needs to be over that support. An ever so gentle twist for your spine. Maybe notice if there's any area of your body that you're still holding on to anything. That might be your jaw. That might be the space in between your eyebrows. See if you can relax through those areas. Again, finding a sense of simplicity, a sense of ease. Maybe even this initial sense of calm washing over your whole body. You might notice that maybe you start to drift. But I invite you to stay ever so gently present in this space, in this moment. Go ahead and take one last inhale. Stay there, let that release. Ever so gently press into the hands to lift the upper body up. We're going to keep the knees dropped over towards the right and bring that bolster in between your legs. We're going to make our way back onto our side body. So when you're ready, go ahead and lower back down. Right arm's going to extend out towards the right. And you could bring that bicep to support your head, or you can bring a blanket or a block to support your head. Left hand stays low to the earth. Or you can bring that left hand to the left hip. Again, find something that feels best for you. If you need to adjust that bolster a little bit, maybe up, maybe down. Finding that support in between the legs. Again, notice this simple shape. Those of us who are side-lying sleepers might come here often. Maybe just seeing if you could have a gentle awareness around your legs, how that bolster feels as support between them. Maybe even the simple support of the earth underneath you. This gentleness. That's really what this practice is about. Being gentle with myself. Supporting myself. Maybe even feeling held. Held by this room. Held by the people around you. Held by the earth. And held by your props. Give yourself permission to indulge in that. Deepen your breath on your next inhale. Exhale, release. Ever so gently, and as if you're moving through honey, plant that left hand to the earth. And ever so slowly, easefully lift your upper body back up. Take your time. Removing that bolster from your legs and placing it back up to the top of your mat. Bringing one hand on each side of your hips and letting the knees come up towards center. We're just going to make our way to the other side. Drop the knees over towards the left. Bring that left hand to the outside of that bolster. Bring the right hand to the outside too. And then when you're ready, gently laying your chest down for that supported twist. Again, adding any blankets or blocks as you need. And turning the cheek off to the side that feels best for your neck. Making any adjustments so that you feel at ease. And again, just finding that simplicity in this easeful twist. Maybe that means allowing the elbows to splay out a little more so that the arms can rest. Let that chest be heavy. I think very often we take simplicity for granted. Sometimes we want to make things more complicated, more challenging. And in fact, sometimes simplicity is just what we need. Nothing too complicated. Maybe even something a little familiar. Maybe you can relate that to something in your life right now. Where can I simplify? Where does my life maybe need a little more simplicity? And sometimes we might think that simplicity means easy or simple or not challenging, when in fact that's not necessarily true. Sometimes some of the simplest things can actually have quite some challenge. And maybe the growth is in exploring that simpleness. Deepening your next inhale. Let that release. Again, as if you're moving through honey, walk the hands back so that you can lift the upper body once more. We'll transition that bolster in between the legs this time. And again, any additional props, maybe blankets or blocks, as you allow that left arm to reach out towards the side and you come on to your left side body. You can either rest your head on your left bicep or again, find a prop that feels appropriate to rest your head on. Finding yourself in a nice side-lying shape with the legs supported by that bolster. Again, you can wiggle the bolster up or down. And we just land here on our left side. In this simple shape. This style of class ultimately prepares you for deep, deep rest. It does that because we move into what we call our parasympathetic nervous system. Away from that fight or flight response. It's actually something our body naturally knows how to do. In this time together, we just invite ourselves back to homeostasis. Back to what we know. Sounds so simple. But feels so potent. Oh. Like a coming back to yourself. For our next shape, I'm going to give you one of two options. The first option is going to be to stay here on your left side, but slide that bolster up to support your head. Maybe it's at an angle. And maybe you extend that bottom left leg long, bringing that knee towards the outside and maybe just allowing the body to fall towards the left. That's option one. If that doesn't feel right and you know you don't want to end the class there, ever so gently lift the upper body up. We're going to place that bolster underneath the knees and come onto your back if that's what you prefer. Once that bolster's placed, gently lower yourself down. Maybe a blanket on top or to support your head. Finding your way to this last and final shape. Adjusting anything as you need. And we just slide in. If you'd like it, that cool towel is to the left side of your mat. And just like that, a simple 60 minutes are behind us. Go ahead and take a deep inhale through your nose. Fill up as much as you can. Let it go out the mouth. We will say that is our time together, but know that it might be especially important to come out of this class very slowly, very mindfully, very easefully. No rush. As always, I'll just close by saying thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. I hope you leave feeling a little more light and free. Namaste.